Alan Cox.
On WMMS.
Well, they got an all-star lineup for the next couple of nights over there at Progressive Field. The Guardians are hosting the Cubs. Tomorrow is MGK Day. So they got him out there. And they got Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains singing the national anthem tonight.
Oh, nice.
Of course, Jerry Cantrell is on a solo run right now, but he is on the show tomorrow night. Bush is the headliner. It's Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox at Jacobs Pavilion tomorrow night. So the national anthem tonight at the game, Jerry Cantrell. Susan Tedeschi is going to sing God Bless America, if you're familiar with the Tedeschi Trucks Band. That's her and her husband, Derek Trucks, who have been doing their thing for a long, long time. Jerry Cantrell will also throw out the ceremonial first pitch tonight. We'll roll out around 6:30. A few minutes later is when we'll get to game time. Guardians-Cubs, 6:40 tonight. WMMS and on the iHeartRadio app. They're also going to have the Guardians Youth Summer Camp Parade for people who are into that. You might be one of those people. You might be somebody who's so partial to youth summer camps, you don't have to tell me why, that you go, hey, man, I don't care about any of that other stuff. I love a parade. That might be you. But yeah, for MGK night, tomorrow night, they're handing out a lot of that Machine Gun Kelly coffee. Think about that. You go to a ball game, I don't know if you associate it with coffee. You associate it with peanuts, popcorn.
Cracker Jack.
Do they still serve? Can you still get Cracker Jack?
I think so.
At a ball game,
can
you?
Yeah.
A box of Cracker Jack?
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware if that was still being made. Is a ballpark the only place you can get Cracker Jack, or can I go to the Giant Eagle and get a box of Cracker Jack?
Yeah, and it's great to have because it's shelf stable.
Right.
After having to throw everything out.
After too long, it just all comes out in one big clump anyway. You're sitting there eating a brick.
Same with raisins, and people still eat those.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's tomorrow night, MGK night at the Cubs-Guardians game. Gates at 5:30 for this series. A lot of people talking about what's going to happen with Browns Stadium. Justin Bibb, the mayor of Cleveland, today's the day. It's the deadline for the Haslams to respond to the offer that Bibb put on the table for the stadium renovation here on the lakefront. He has there's $461 million in city money on the table to renovate Brown Stadium on the lakefront. The city council or county council has said that they don't want to commit any county resources to a stadium out there in Brook Park. That makes the thing far from dead. But, whether it's a renovation or a wholesale brand new structure, they wanted a lot of that money to come from us. And the city makes a lot of money from the stadium being right where it is. So Cuyahoga County officials are like, hey, it would be great if you guys could just stay where you are and we'll keep making money. Let's do that. Let's fix up. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that they fixed the damn thing up last time, right? I mean, how long ago that they did renovations on Brown Stadium the last time?
The last thing I heard of was when they put in that new scoreboard.
But we're still paying for those.
Millions and millions of dollars on a new scoreboard.
Yeah.
That was in a weird shape.
Yeah.
A weird shape.
Yeah.
A circle?
No, it's like a
trapezoid.
It's like the shape of the state of Tennessee.
Oh, it is now or it was before?
It is now.
Ah.
That's Jimmy Haslam.
Uh-huh.
He's from Tennessee.
Oh, it was by design or? Oh, I thought, really? That was his homage to his home state is the Jumbotron?
I guess.
Wow. All right. Well, okay. Then maybe maybe that's a sticking point. Any chance that's a sticking point with them? I mean, why wouldn't you just make a Jumbotron? Most of them are in the shape of Kansas. He's not from there, though, so I guess Tennessee makes the most sense. But I don't know. I think it's fair to say that a lot of people are on pins and needles over this Brown Stadium situation. But the people who run Cuyahoga County have said, we have no interest in a brand new stadium out there in Brook Park. So I guess it's kind of they said it just makes no fiscal sense. And so they won't commit any county money to it. So who knows what will happen? A roofed Brook Park Stadium. I mean, I wonder if the people who live out there would like that or not. Or if they just see it as one more thing to congest where they live. You're already near the airport.
Dude, my sister lives in Brook Park. You're not congested by airport.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Our airport, I'm telling you, man, it doesn't do anything.
No. But what I'm saying is,
it's not making a difference.
No. It's not JFK. I'm just saying there's going to be more traffic near any municipal airport than there would be somewhere else.
But I mean,
I'm not saying it's bumper to bumper. I'm just saying you put a brand new football stadium there.
Sure.
That's going to create problems for 4 months every year, you know?
I get what you're saying in that front, but as someone who has flown out of Hopkins Airport twice a month for the last however many years, I don't think one time have I ever pulled up and gotten stuck in traffic. Not once.
No, I agree. You can park and be on the plane within 30 minutes.
Like I for real. Like if my flight boards, let's say my flight boards at noon, I will leave my house at 11 and have absolutely no problem getting through security, getting there, and being on that plane by 12 o'clock.
Yeah, but you're smart. You got that TSA pre-check, don't you?
I have pre-check and clear.
I just renewed mine.
Is,
Why do you have both?
Because some
places don't have
airports
Oh, really?
don't have each of them.
Right.
Oh, I thought everybody basically had both now.
No.
Oh, okay.
Even like Terminal B of LaGuardia doesn't have clear.
Really?
The new terminal does. Terminal C does.
So that way you're covered either way.
Right. That way, no matter what airport I go to, I'm in a faster line. But yeah, the Hopkins is not creating a ton of. I mean, maybe on like a holiday weekend, it might be a little bit backed up. But I've never once driven past and there been like a line of 500 cars waiting to get through Hopkins.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. And
but if the
stadium is before the Hopkins exit, I mean, you're gonna just have to take into account that if you're flying out on a Sunday, you're gonna have to leave early,
right?
Which is gonna affect people once a year, because normally people aren't traveling that much.
But
right?
they want to make it so much more than just a stadium. They want to make it like a whole like compound,
entertainment district,
and businesses. They want it to be a lot of different things. So if it ends up being all that stuff, then it could cause more traffic problems. But I don't see it being a big problem at
I
all.
really don't either. It's not going to be any more of a pain in the ass than it is when you can't even get off the 9th Street exit on 77.
Right.
When you're backed up miles and miles because it's all one-way streets, and it's not going to be any more or less congested than it would be there.
So is my understanding of this correct in that the Haslams have a boner to do it in Brook Park because basically they would control the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on the lakefront, they kind of have to work in concert with Cuyahoga County? Is that what it is?
Well,
That's the big sticking point?
It's not necessarily that they have to work in concert with that, but they could build a much more...
they could take up more land.
They could take up more land, but they could build a stadium that can be used for a lot more events.
Yeah.
So you
because of the dome.
Yeah, because if it's a dome, they could bring a Final Four here. They could do WrestleMania here. They could do all bigger concerts, stuff like that. And so that's what they're pitching to everybody. And then the city is like, hey, we would really like to keep it downtown because of what it does for businesses.
Yeah.
In this area,
retail
downtown. Yeah, and I still would prefer it to be downtown since nobody thinks my floating city
that did flop, didn't it?
Yeah,
you're
that
flying,
didn't really catch
floating.
On. I'll tell you what people did like is that if they do a renovation or a dome, whatever it is, have it look like a 80s bar basement from Parma with like the wood paneling and stuff. That was a hit.
Miller High Life neons. And
there you go.
Not even that, just the tin signs.
Mm-hmm.
Many years ago when I lived in Michigan, we'd go to the Pontiac Silver Dome, which has long been closed. Probably been closed about 10 years now, and fallen into disrepair too. But if they build it, could it be the Brook Park Brown Dome? Or they'll probably sell naming rights to it, though, right?
Yeah, probably.
You know, they have Pitbull Stadium down there in Florida.
Mr. Hero Stadium.
That's what it's going to be.
Let's go!
It's going to have to be the most. It can't be anything ostentatious at all if it's going to fit in with kind of the civic culture of Cleveland. It's going to have to be something along those lines. The Mr. Hero Dome. Or, I mean, I like the Brook Park Brown Dome, but they might not go for that.
Brown Dome.
Brown Dome.
I like the Brown Dome.
The Fuku Dome. How about, is that name being used anywhere?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen, you might not, Brook Parkians, Brook Parkers, I don't know what they're called. You might not get that brand new stadium, but you know what you are going to get? The brand new Greyhound bus station. That's something, isn't it?
Now we're talking.
You're going to get the brand new Greyhound station. They kept saying that they were going to fix up the one downtown or they were going to move it down the street and fix it up or something. But I don't think anybody's looking to fix up a Greyhound station.
That station has some cool art deco to it,
Yeah.
but it needs, I'm guessing, a lot of work.
Yeah, the outside's okay. It's the inside. So they were like, oh, the RTA's like, we're going to move it down the street, blah, blah, blah. Nope. They're moving it out at the Brook Park Station near the airport. They said they don't have enough space downtown. So you're going to get, that's
Consolation prize.
just as good as a new NFL domed stadium.
I'm
Is a
gonna
new
say,
Greyhound
I also
station.
think the Greyhound station should be downtown.
All right.
Like the Brown should be downtown,
Yep.
and the Greyhound station should be downtown.
How many people are coming? Well, I don't know.
A lot.
They still get a lot of traffic through Greyhound stations. I think that a Greyhound station should be centrally located in a downtown area.
Yeah.
But it's also,
That's just me.
It's also close to the airport, which makes sense. So then they can take you downtown if you fly in.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's maybe the thought that they're putting into it.
Yeah,
But they've been trying to find a better spot than the one over there on Chester Avenue. And they think that they've got it.
floating flying Greyhound station.
You're really trying to make, by hook or by crook, you're going to make floating flying happen somewhere.
I just want a floating flying thing.
Why don't we probably have an easier time
I
if we
get shot down by some Florida dude up here for
who's
vacation.
in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that floating flying stadium over there.
I don't
Shoot it with a shotgun.
I think that, all right. I think that you might have, huh?
That was not a shotgun. There you go. Pull.
You might have better luck if you start with something that's already aviation adjacent. Nobody's going to go for a floating, flying football stadium. Just the logistics. How are you going to? You said everybody
I think
gets
floating flying football stadium makes more sense than floating flying bus station.
You said everybody gets to the game with jetpacks.
Yeah. Or
60,000 jetpacks. What does Brown
or
Stadium
one of
hold?
those. Yeah, something like 70,000.
Where do we store 'em?
We're gonna make this stadium even bigger though.
They're going to end up like bird scooters.
400,000
I was
people.
going to say, have you ever been to a water park where the life jackets all have to go in like a certain place? I doubt it's chaos every time.
Yes.
Nobody's going to be returning the jetpacks.
No. They're going to throw them in the lake.
They're one-time use. They're
Single-use
Dude,
jetpacks.
just abandon the idea,
Oh,
brother.
boy.
It's sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Just let this one go.
I'm
and
not
then
even
they'll have taxis by one of those guys that like it's the pedal helicopters.
No, Bill.
I'm not even telling you to abandon the
I am.
idea.
I am.
Some of the greatest ideas ever, those people were told to abandon it. And had they listened to the naysayers, we wouldn't be, in so many ways, where we are today.
And it'll be fixed to the shores of Lake Erie with one single rope. So please don't.
A single tow rope.
Yes.
Wow.
So don't take that off because then it'll just float into Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So leave that rope alone. Don't touch.
But what about all the giant crashing waves of Lake Erie?
Well, it's
Those are the
above.
lapping
Yeah.
waves, Mary.
No, according to Bill, they're giant crashing.
He-
just as
Yeah.
big as the
he
ocean
misspoke.
waves.
No. They're
you're-
giant crashing waves, but what are they going to affect?
The rope.
The rope is on like not like the shore, but like where the stadium is. It's on concrete.
Imagine if
It's
Benjamin
on a dock.
Imagine if Benjamin Franklin had listened to all the naysayers when he invented electricity. When they said, hey, we don't even know what this is. And he goes, I've got an amazing invention. It's called electricity. And someday it'll be in everyone's house. And they said, yeah,
Except for 5 days in August of 2024.
But for 5 years, she was so nice. Lord, she was lovey-dovey. No, Benjamin Franklin, of course, didn't invent electricity, but
He just caught it.
he caught it with a kite
And a key.
and a key, and he put it in an envelope, and he mailed it to Thomas Edison.
You could also have rope ladders for people that don't want to
You're
do the
really thinking this through.
I hate it.
It's going to go nowhere. I like people to think through their ideas. Mary, on the other hand, actively hates it.
I'm allowed to say that
I know.
Why?
because I have American rights.
Not for long.
She's anti-science is what she's trying to tell you.
Science is a liar sometimes.
And, she's trying to make that joke work.
I'm an American
She is an American.
and do whatever I want.
Ooh, so scared, chubby wubby.
Yes. Amen.
So anyway, I don't know that there will ever be a floating, flying stadium. Well, I shouldn't say that. Ever? Of course. Yes. After we're all long gone, that will probably
Be the
done.
norm.
Yeah. Now, some people are texting me suggesting the Misney Dome.
Okay, now we got things going.
I was going to
Like,
say.
I'm using the flying floating stadium. It's a wish. It's not going to happen. We know that.
What about the Mr.
But the
Hero
Misney-
Waffle Doodle Dome? How about that?
Yeah.
Waffle Doodle this, Waffle Doodle that, Waffle Doodle Dome. Skinny Wiener King Stadium, somebody else suggested. So
I'd just like it to be downtown,
I know that our own
really
Timothy
care.
Misney Esquire is so prolific in this area and his legal skills unparalleled. It would take a lot of capital to get the naming rights. I don't know what that would entail.
If I'm going to be sad in Brook Park, I want it to be because of a strip club experience, not the Browns.
Okay.
There's hundreds of people who are sad in Brook Park because of the Browns every single Sunday.
Mary, did you hear? We just went over about your jokes being about you. And then I said, if I want to be.
You don't even support the Browns, remember?
But I'm telling you that.
So
This is a way to
but
bring
I'm-
him back.
I'm not
Why would
talking
you be
about the
sad?
Browns. I'm talking about
You are. You
I'm
just
talking
said if
about
I'm going to be sad about the Browns,
Browns
in Brook Park.
in Brook Park. It's because. No, I said if I'm going to be sad in Brook Park, I want it to be because of a strip club experience.
Not the Browns was the
Not the
second
Browns.
sentence.
Right.
So you aren't going to be sad in Brook Park.
Well,
because
in
of the
this
Browns
scenario.
ever, because you're not a fan of the Browns, remember?
No, stupid. In this scenario, it's a future where they got my love back.
Oh, I didn't realize. Which has not happened yet?
This is an alternate
No.
universe, Mary.
Okay.
They're flirting with me, but no.
You're just so annoying.
What about somebody else? Here's an idea that might take some doing. We have all
It's
these.
not going to be better than Mr. Hero Waffle Doodle Stadium.
Well, I'm not saying that.
Waffle Doodle Dome.
Waffle Doodle Dome.
We
Yeah.
have
Waffle Doodle Dome.
we have the WDD.
Waffle Doodle Dome.
Yeah, live the Cleveland Browns, the Waffle Doodle. We have all these tall buildings. What if if they renovate the lakefront, Brown Stadium?
This tall building.
Huh?
We have like 4 tall buildings.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Taller than
Yeah.
that. They zip line people into the stadium, or they construct a system of pulleys and levers that can get people into the
Trebuchet.
yeah. You can get people into the stadium that
Not
way.
a catapult.
No,
Trebuchet.
trebuchet. Well, there's a lot to consider, but I don't know if there's been any update. I don't know if the Haslams have said thanks but no thanks to Justin Bibb, but the Cuyahoga County executives have said that they have no interest. They have rejected out of hand
Have they heard the Waffle Doodle Dome pitch? Because I feel
Let's
like
get this over to them
Yeah,
toot sweet
that's going to help.
and see if that moves the needle.
I don't care where that is. I just want that to be a real thing.
I mean, there's got to be. Didn't they just build a soccer stadium or something? Or like for women's soccer in Cleveland? Call that the Waffle Doodle Dome. Get on it. Somebody get on
Is
it.
it a dome?
Put a dome on it. It's shaped like a giant waffle. Get a dome on it. No, see, that's the hook. It doesn't have a dome. It's still called Waffle Doodle Dome.
All right. One of them tricky things, like the way that Rocket Mortgage Field House is a field house, even though there's no field.
And no
And not-
rockets in it. Thank
No
you very
rockets.
much.
None rockets.
0 rockets.
And I don't think you can get a mortgage while you're in there.
You have. A
Oh, I
mortgage
bet you
if you're in
can.
there, though.
I bet you can.
Maybe you can, millionaire.
I walked into the locker room and said, I'm trying to get a mortgage.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
I'd like to speak with a lender.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to one of them dump trucks.
Ooh.